Hi, my name is Brianna, and welcome to my reaction commentary channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 5 of Interview with the Vampire, and y'all, the time has come. I'm so excited, I'm so happy, because in the very first scene of the show, we're introduced to Daniel Malloy, the character that has grown to become my favorite. I'm down with Daniel like 4 flat tires. Now, does this mean that he's a good person? Absolutely not. The show has very few, if any, good people, which is another reason that I love the show so much. I'm forced to think and debate for myself and with myself on how far I want to take morality, and why do I excuse certain behaviors from some people and then condemn others for the exact same behavior. This show interests me in ways that other shows don't, mostly because when I watch it, I have to work. I have to think and I have to put effort into how I take in the show. And that's just good writing. And you can see that in a number of fanfics and fan art and edit videos on TikTok. This show gives the audience so much, and I love the fandom because the audience matches that energy and gives the love and attention right back. And I appreciate the gift that the writers have given us in the character of Daniel, because in the books, he's just known as the boy for a very long time. Daniel doesn't become a more fleshed out character until much later on in the story. But when it came to the show, not only was Daniel the first person that we saw, but like he kicks off the interview. Right now, Louis' story is as important as Daniel's telling of Louis' story. I love my boy Danny, but I've been waiting for him to catch on that, sir, you're not on the outside looking in. And you're always in danger, but you also always hold a lot of power and a lot of say. But also, that's what makes Daniel such a good journalist. He is so focused on the story. But while he's really good at journalism, he's also awful at managing his own personal life. Much in the same way that Louis had his own issues before he was introduced to Lestat, Daniel has his own issues way before he met Louis and Armand. Yeah, my boy's not doing good. But I love him in a way that I love a lot of the other characters because they are a mess. They're capable of having good intentions while at the same time very much capable of making the wrong decision at every turn. But I've seen the hype for this episode in the comments and people warning me. I'm just here for whatever story that they decide to tell me. And because my eyeballs are about to feast upon Luke Brandon Field and also Eric Bogosian, it's a win no matter what, and I'm happy to be here. But before we get into it, if you could do me a quick favor, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications, follow me on all my social media, follow my Patreon for full-length reactions to Interview with the Vampire as we go, and that way we can skip the chit chat and get straight to the good part. Whatever happens, I'm not ready. Whatever happens, I haven't prepared.
We had it figured out, didn't we? What we needed from the other, our proper roles.
What? Why is Armand dressed like a supervillain? I mean, he looks good, but evil.
Funny thing.
We're still performing.
Remember what occupied one's time when one was ignorant of the plotting around him?
Grab that.
What did you want to grab, Daniel? Trying to remember what occupied one's time.
The impersonal pronoun. You're circling something.
Is this Malik?
It is, sir. You're the guard. You're gonna chase me down in your little Jimmy Choo sneakers.
Shall we take our business to the living room?
Your friend here is a hot-headed young man. Tell him to buy a Bugatti, crash it into the guardrails.
Sir, why are you so unpleasant? Where's Damn Nick? Bring him back.
What was that?
Armand rarely eats, so when he does, he prefers to hunt for it.
Does Malik know he's lunch?
Malik knows if he makes it on foot to Jumeirah Mosque by evening, he'll be paid enough crypto to most anything he wants.
He's not gonna make it that far.
His methodology, it's never violent, I assure you.
Define violent, not necessarily physical, you know?
Everything in its right place before the theater burns down.
Little dirty, a little deceitful, but it's enterprising.
How long is your boyfriend's lunch again?
An hour, 2 at most.
So let's really talk.
Let's change it up. I was going over my notes last night. This time I won't save your life.
Armand saved you from me in 1973.
Yeah, you bit me, I blacked out. 500 years. Hundreds of thousands of kills. How often has Armand spared a life?
Exactly. Why Daniel? Why is he so special?
Armand could see I was partial to you. Armand preserves my happiness, even when I don't or can't.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Our first interview, did we...
Did y'all what? The show is playing with us. They know exactly what they're doing and they think they're funny. They are.
I like what you've done with the place.
Oh my god, Daddy.
Real estate mogul?
You own a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't blame Daniel for going back to this very strange person's apartment. Not the coffin.
So you climb in it, close the lid, and bang?
Sometimes.
Daniel, you should be running away screaming, but you're not. You're just interested.
I'm into countercultures. So am I the first guy that you brought back here?
The fifth,
Backgammon?
old-timey fun from the Sasanian Empire.
Y'all did come back here for drugs.
Oh, well.
And it's not funny. I'm worried about him and I'm concerned about his druggies. But
What
also,
do I seem like now?
it's true to both characters.
Many wars. I prefer you like this. All dark and real. Maybe I could, cheer you up.
Daniel, please, 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 please.
What are you doing?
Please. Please.
Fulfilling my side of the social contract.
Do you normally interview your subjects with your shirt off?
So, you didn't.
No.
I really thought we did.
You want to now?
I mean, there is no time like the present, and I'm just saying that, it's not a bad idea. My damn boys, my damn dumb boys.
You offered something off the menu.
Did you gravitate to San Fran as a hub for homophiles?
Paris, in the 1940s.
The fact that Louis is actually just, telling him his story means so much to me.
Shit. I forgot to put a tape in.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
I'm a vampire.
Okay.
Daniel, he's okay with that. Louis, you're so dramatic.
Hi.
What's up?
Are you the Zodiac Killer?
Good guess, though. I mean, it's around the time, it's the same location. Did that sober you up a little bit more, Daniel? But also, you did not leave. He proved to you that he's a vampire, and you're still... I cannot reward his bad behavior, yet and still, here we are.
First question. You weren't always a vampire, were you?
No, I was a 33-year-old man when I became a vampire.
And how did it come about?
His name was Lestat, and then after that,
I want to give simple answers. I want to tell the real story.
the real story.
You shook more then than you do now.
What I remember most, other than that you were an alien 5 feet from me, was how eager you were to spill. No coaxing on my part.
Louis was ready to
You
talk.
were lonely, Louis.
Absolutely.
I would chat for a few hours, and then who would come looking if another drug-addled homophile disappeared?
Malik will be dead in 2 hours. You've made me an accessory to murder. I want 20 minutes. For me.
Exactly.
I want to know, for me, what happened between us.
Because he deserves to know.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What's the next thing you remember?
You eviscerating Lestat.
He had a dark pull, a numbing affect, his superficial charm.
Louis will never be over his ex.
That was trivial, maniacal, blind, and sterile, and contemptible.
Big time asshole.
I love the friendship between Louis and Daniel.
With a thin, carping voice. Nothing. No one home.
Lies.
Like an automaton. Plunking away at the notes.
Because the one thing we know about Lestat is he loves music.
He lured you in, you know? You figured that out. Just by then, you paid a biblical price for your first love.
Damn, Daniel, you are on it, and I love you. I love you.
I'm sorry.
No. Never apologize.
No, that was astute.
I'm with Louis. I've never been happier.
I was a moron.
He was a little bit, but that's just to character.
Fang thing again?
Oh my god, Daniel, you little loser. But they're having fun.
I love that, man.
If I had been an actual journalist and, not fried on coke and lewds, I
It's
would have
whatever.
realized what a dangerously unstable psyche I was with.
But you would have stayed anyways, because that wasn't the drugs the reason you stayed. Okay, the sun is up.
Watched Claudia disappear into the night.
I'm kind of with her. Get off that bench, brother.
Daniel, this was your biggest mistake, saying this when he's so emotional about his daughter. Daniel was just high
Or you just pick yourself up.
and inconsiderate.
With Lestat. And I knew within seconds it was the only choice. The wrong choice. choice.
And then what?
Daniel, please.
What?
Louis is triggered emotionally.
All I had to do was watch the sun come up.
Are you kidding me? What, you were
Daniel.
just gonna end it?
Stop talking. You're gonna die.
I mean, we gotta carry all this shit, and you had to take it out, and you were just gonna throw it away?
You've overstepped now.
You were given the gift, and I've been hearing you bitch the night away about it.
Daniel is a child in many ways. Don't say it.
And give it to me. I won't waste it. I think we have an energy, you and me. I mean, you don't understand the meaning of your own
Stop.
story.
Hey, stop!
I overreacted.
Not sure that killing me was a totally warranted response to my idiocy.
Maybe, though.
For the sheer number of times I said, and then what?
All the drugs in your blood, it all went back into me. Probably why I can't
Cornerstone,
remember
prize-winning
anything now.
journalism. And then what?
See, no one's harder on Daniel than he is on himself.
I have a surprise for you. Kind of a curveball, which will seem like less of a surprise and more like ambush.
Is that our original interview?
Turns out I had a copy saved in the cloud.
You're a liar, Dad.
So are you, Louis.
Exactly. You cannot judge him.
Listen.
I shouldn't smile at this, but even this, I'm happy. It's whatever.
That wet thud, that's Armand saving me.
What? Morning!
Louis' high. Louis' high from Daniel's high.
The night's gone, the room's soiled, and once again I'm here to clean it up.
I'll clean it up.
No, I clean it up. You make the mess, and I clean it up. Revealing our nature to a reporter. You met in a bar 10 hours ago.
Damn, Daniel.
This is boring. You're boring.
How dare you?
Dull.
Damn.
The heart and off
Dull.
the fingers, feet,
Dull
and
nights.
wallowing.
Dull as fuck. Suffocation by the world's softest, beigest pillow.
Oh my god, you can't call him beige.
I spent with that boy were more exciting, more fascinating than decades with you.
Louis knows how to gut you, and he did. Damn.
Oh, there it is. But what does it mean tonight? Does he want to lick my boots or chop my hands off? Is it the gremlin or the good nurse tonight? Okay.
No. Not okay. Not okay. Nothing's okay.
Boring as the blather committed onto the ferric tapes of your fascinating boy.
Assad, Jacob, y'all better act.
Everyone I know wrongs me.
Okay, let's wake the boy up and let's try you. I'm the vampire Armand and my daddy vampire groomed me into a little bitch.
Brother.
You can't say that. You can't bring up Paul. What the fuck?
That was my sister, was my throw pillow. Lestat.
I talk shit about him the whole time.
But you talk about him.
For 23 years and you threw her name around just for cover, but it always circled back to him.
I loved her.
But she didn't love you. Not
Damn.
like he did. Not like I have.
Well, no. Well,
No! Yes. Thank you, Sam.
no one's a hero. Everyone is a victim. Everything is bad. We make the worst decisions.
Harrison, can you hear that?
There is nothing stable about
Yeah.
Louis.
She's calling me.
I'm gonna cry.
I think that's you running out of the room.
Louis, where are you going?
What's that second door slam?
I don't remember. I don't remember any of this.
First door opens, second door slams. Armand calls your name.
Louis, did you run out into the sun?
Door opens, slams.
We get it, Daniel. We get it. I don't think we talk about it enough that Louis is actively suicidal. Armand, run faster. Armand, run faster. Please, sweetie.
I walked into the sun.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be happy again.
I'm remembering it now. Tar coming off me. I walked out into the sun. Pieces of my life gone. I knew who I was without those pieces.
Wait, get the story straight first.
The pain.
Yeah.
Must be exquisite.
Sir.
What happened?
You drained a drug fiend.
Yeah.
You said the worst things you've ever said to me.
I'm sorry.
Meaningless word.
I understand that you're upset, Armand.
The floor slants slightly north. The boy's blood flowed that way. We should fix that.
I forgot about Daniel.
The boy. The fascinating boy.
Oh shit.
He's fine.
That's who was floating. Armand, please, please, please.
He's just fine.
Oh, goddamn. It's not funny. This is insane.
Fine.
There's my gremlin.
I can remember a few things. Like,
He's just
there's someone else there.
fine.
A cellophane corpse on the floor.
A neighbor saw you while he was taking out the trash. I had to chase him down.
Oh, okay.
The floor slants slightly north. The boy's blood flowed that way.
Armand is sometimes psychotic. We can't do anything.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Presses play.
I hear my voice.
What in the Clockwork Orange is going on? Insanity. The music.
You see, they represented the greatest loss of the stock.
Daniel, please, just lay still, sweetie.
Rest.
Try not to lose too much blood, because you can't get away.
He's commandeered your body.
Yeah.
Rise.
Down. Okay, well,
I can't move your body.
Louis better never call Armand boring ever again. His boredom is a mercy.
I'm told you've lived a fascinating life.
Okay,
I never
well,
said that.
No, Louis did. You held Louis's attention. He confessed his innermost secrets to you.
I wanted drugs.
128 boys he's brought here.
He said 5. Please, man. Look, I'm just as shit as little kid from a
That's
desk.
Warren's investigation.
I could be on my knees in a second.
I mean, it's true to character.
Vera,
She's a single mother. Works at a titty bar on Market Street.
is that what makes you fascinating?
I'm good at getting angles. Getting people to open up. I can't feel my body. It's freaking me out.
Daniel, please. He's so scared. He's just a baby.
You're going to teach me how to be fascinating.
Leave him be!
Oh my god.
In high school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper bag over her head.
We do need to talk about that, Daniel.
You cried. A splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating?
He's not pure.
It's you who's fascinating.
Louis thinks I'm boring.
Charlie, where's my flight?
Do you find me boring?
Obviously not. Please, let him rest. Please.
Do you want to hear my story?
Sure. But can I get a chair?
My first memory, I'm being run down by slavers in Delhi. My second, I'll keep digging, but I'm not hopeful there's much more to you, Daniel, other than a hole.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Did you really just leave him like this? Can you let him sit down, Armand?
Interview an operative for the KGB. Halfway through, I tried to go to the bathroom. He'd locked me in.
Your point?
I don't know. No point. Other than fuck your boyfriend.
Yeah, you can be mad.
Spiro Agnew.
Nixon's vice president.
Vice President Spiro T. Agnew may be close to resigning in light of ongoing investigation.
Not even Watergate yet. That was his own scandal.
So I was the house pet for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Your boyfriend
I'm with him now.
Oh,
was in a trance of some sort.
we're on the same level. We're working together.
Try.
I won't say where.
You fucking try. You were there. Feet in the rock shit is bullshit.
Oh my god, I love them. Please, this is the best.
You keep saying coffin.
Put me in the coffin.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wasn't Lestat's like last words to Louis? Was Louis put me in my coffin? Jesus Christ. Oh goddamn, Daniel, you were so close to. You wouldn't have got away, but you tried, and I commend you.
I listened to the tapes. The start. Claudia, the start. It's not exactly how you've talked about him to me. Where the boy somehow fumbles his way to publication. While Lestat strolls past a bookstore. Your
Is
book
that why?
displayed in the shop window. While he buys himself a copy.
If that was his plan, it's multi-layered and smart.
If you wanted escape from this prison of empathy I've locked you away in, all you had to do was ask, Louis.
What? Hold on, wait.
A final act of service I'd like to perform before I leave you to yourself. I know where he is.
No, not really. Like, for real though?
I found his voice among the many.
Oh yeah.
I told him I was with you.
I believe what he's saying.
Lestat.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
I told him you were thinking of him again. He's waiting for you.
He is. He has
I'm
been.
with him now. He has injured himself.
Very badly.
Louis,
Mon cher,
This is so effed up. Are you serious?
you wanted to say something to me. Why are you ill? I love you, Louis. Tell him I love him.
Armand. Tell him that Lestat loves him.
Tell him, Armand. Tell him.
He's not going to. He's deciding not to. Oh my god. Because also he cares for Lestat. Lestat didn't love him and left him, and then he found Louis.
You left me for death. Will I be on suicide watch for the next 1,000 years?
A little bit, but it's Louis.
Paris, have I crawled an inch forward? Or am I a reminder of the worst of it? I'll finish cleaning up.
Because that's what he does. He cleans up. Oh my god. How are we starting? We're back to where we started. And then we're just going to keep doing this.
A bunch of words, but it started with rest.
I've been calling to you for some time, and now here I am and you can rest.
I don't want to rest.
I'm the quiet you've been longing for.
I like my life.
Will I get the fixes I need? Will I be somebody? Will I get the fixes I need to be somebody?
Armand, you were so deep in his psyche.
A genteel drinking problem like your father, and the hope of your youth replaced by a seething, boiling regret.
A bright young reporter with a point of view.
Shh. An easeful death. Come. I'll hold you.
I have so many emotions. And freaking Danny, my baby boy.
I'm cleaning up the mess. After what you've put me through here, I deserve this.
Louis.
I know, but I need this one to live.
Are you asking, Maître?
Louis
No.
good.
Our rule. I'm not asking.
You two in this power play. Who's in charge? We both are, but we both aren't, and nothing is what it seems. And I cannot deal. Look at you two. Look at you.
If things ever get bad again, these are the words you'll hear in your mind like a tape playing over and over. These words will hold you up and carry you.
And that's in your book, in his gosh dang biography. When Louis was like, I'm surprised I wasn't mentioned in your book. And I'm upset about it.
I destroyed 2 marriages. I fucked up 2 daughters, but I stayed a journalist.
I'm going to cry.
I was never so lost I couldn't hold down a job.
Don't cry, please, 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 please. No, I'll just...
Distorted it all in your mind?
He bit you.
You bit me.
You blacked out.
Redacted himself, which accounts for why I didn't remember. And what accounts for why you didn't. But you remember right up until when you bit me. And I remember right up until when you bit me. And then both our memories cut out.
Absolutely 1000%. Yes, Louis. If he would do it to Daniel, he can and would do it to you. And all that happened while Armand went to go, oh my god, why are you a sexy Power Ranger?
He made it all the way to Burj Khalifa. How's Paris?
Horrible. We're not even in Paris. We switch locations. And we know.
He asked why you saved him in 1973.
I could see you were partial to him. I preserve your happiness even when you don't or can't.
Not the exact words.
Daniel might prove fruitful.
Armand.
In later times.
It's unraveling, sweetie. Tables have turned. Things aren't the same. But you're gorgeous. You're all gorgeous. I love all 3 of y'all. But right now, oh god. And that's the end. I can't do this. My favorite episode of all 2 seasons are right here. I'm so excited because we are finally heading in a place that, while it's still not the truth, like we're heading in the same direction for once. Several of us at the same time. I cannot. Y'all, let me try to get my thoughts together in the debrief. All right, and that concludes season 2, episode 5 of Interview with the Vampire. And y'all, there's something special about the 5th episode of each season. Because back in season 1, episode 5, we got the most hotly contested, they're like people that quit the fandom after watching episode 5. Now, was it triggering and upsetting and disturbing? Absolutely. But also, was it supposed to be? Definitely. There were a lot of fans that were adamant that Lestat would never hurt Louis in the way that he did. And my response to that was always twofold. One, this is an adaptation. This show on AMC never claimed to be a documentary on exactly what happens in the books. And because they made that very clear from the beginning, I was like, okay, I won't hold you to that standard. But number two, to those people that were saying that Lestat would never, and to that I say, what if you're right? What if you're very much correct in the characterization of Lestat? And what if maybe, just maybe, the writers are also aware of that? But the writers have also let us know that everything that we see and hear, you have to not only take it with like a grain of salt, you gotta take it with all the salt in the ocean. It's just salty. It's the saltiest. Every character has a story that they claim is the truth, but when you stack those stories and timelines up to everybody else's character, we're not simply on different pages of a book, we're in completely different books altogether. I appreciate the writers not spoon-feeding us information and coddling us through the experience. In the same vein, I trust them to know these characters in exactly the same way that a longtime fan understands these characters. In a lot of the situations that we find them in, the first thing that we're shown, I'm not necessarily going to believe it offhand. No, I need a second witness. I need peer-reviewed articles of everyone else's story so I can see what actually happened and what didn't happen. But also there's my manipulation and memory erasure. And also future dictation, like Armand. Armand. Okay, so this episode was like a character study on Louis, Armand, and Daniel. So shout out to Jacob, Assad, Luke, and Eric, because wonderful. I have zero critiques. I have nothing but love. This is good television. This is good storytelling. And I have all the emotions in the world. So when it comes to our main characters, do they do evil things? Absolutely. They hold grudges. They punch below the belt. They have been abused and hurt and abandoned and neglected and lied to. They've been betrayed and let down by the exact same people that they love and trust the most. Repeatedly, over and over. And I love it because it's not simple. Like, objectively, how cruel Armand was to a burnt up crispy ass Louis. Also him picking up and throwing to the ground repeatedly Daniel, who's also coming down off of drugs and lost half his body weight in blood and is terrified out of his mind. We watched Armand do horrible things, but we also witnessed Armand at his most vulnerable and his most hurt. Y'all, the way that Louis read Armand down in a drug-induced stupor, like, he called him everything under the sun. He said that you were flavorless and dull and beige and boring, that all of their weeks and days together are just boring and dull, that he's being suffocated. Louis also brought up the vulnerability in their power play, talking about, do you want to lick my boots or cut off my hand? Like, Louis, please, sir. This show is full of cause and effect. And Louis wanted to cause Armand harm, and he was successful. And that spiraled out of control where Armand flips it on him, and it's like, I might be dull, I might be boring, I might be trying to be chill. Sometimes I'm dominant, sometimes I'm submissive, sometimes I'm very much versatile. But at the exact same time, you, Louis, are a broken record that won't shut up about Lestat. And the thing is, he is not wrong. Louis is as obsessed with Lestat as Lestat is with him. They are each so toxic. Is it an abusive relationship? Yes, in a lot of ways. Who's the abuser? Both of them. Who's the victim? Both of them. And we keep taking the most toxic vampires in the world, putting them in rooms where they end up hurting each other and also being each other's only comfort. And then our mom brings up Claudia, and there is so much in there to unpack, but also Louis was quick to say that I loved her. And Armand is like, most definitely you did. But she didn't love you. Not in the way that Lestat did, and not in the way that Armand does. While at the same time, Claudia's love doesn't hit the same. And that Claudia knew that and that she felt it. Below the belt, all the time. To the point that we have Louis just muttering to himself, having a literal depressive episode in front of our eyes, for which he runs through 2 sets of doors out into the sunlight. Because once again, I feel like we do not talk about Louis' suicidality enough. It's both active and passive. It's passive for decades, but it's never fully gone. He admitted to Father Matthias in episode 1 that he wanted to die. That exacerbated by the suicide of Paul, his brother, his most favorite person on earth that he witnessed and was traumatized through. We as a collective, and when I say we, I mean the characters. So Lestat, Louis, Claudia, and Daniel, us as a collective, we're trying to keep Louis alive a lot of the time. In a lot of ways, that's the reason why we're actually in the same room. Because someone's got to watch him. Because my boy needs a caretaker at all times. I'm so sorry. I do want Louis to gain independence and to live by himself for once in his life. Because he's never been alone. He lived with his family until he was 33. Then he moved in with Lestat. Then after trying to kill Lestat, him and Claudia were together. Now in Paris, it's him, Claudia, Armand in the theater. And then in the future, it's him, Daniel, and Armand. And then in the far, far future in Dubai, we're back to Louis, Armand, and Daniel. And something that's been present in all of those timelines is Louis' suicidality. Now we're back to the part where Louis is outside in the sun looking like a burnt Tostino's pizza. It looks like the cracked earth after a volcano. That's exactly what Louis looks like. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because Louis just said to Armand, like, are you the gremlin or are you the nursemaid? And guess what? Armand acted out as the gremlin, and then Louis did something rash and self-destructive, and now Armand is forced to be the nursemaid again. But also because he's slipping back in the role of the nursemaid does not mean that he's not over what you said, and does not mean that he's emotionally stable enough to let that slide. Oh no, he's still mad. And while Louis has the physical burns on the outside that if you touch it a little bit it hurts, that's kind of like how each character is. So back to Daniel. Louis told Armand that 10 hours with Daniel was better than days and weeks with him. So now Louis not just simply hurting Armand, he's using poor Danny boy over here as a way to poke him that much deeper and that much harder. So when Armand reacts and retaliates, Louis is not his only target. Now, Daniel, you're caught in the crossfire. I know that you came here for drugs and to hook up with Louis. Am I disappointed that Daniel and Louis didn't hook up in the 70s? A little bit. Am I hopeful for the future? Every day. But back to the point. Armand's not done with his anger and his fury. And Louis is not his only target. Now he's also shifting it to Daniel. He dug through the centermost part of Daniel, down to the marriages and the kids, and the fact that his journalism does not suffer, even though every other part of his life does. But in the midst of Armand doing this evil, bad thing, we get more information about Armand. Not simply how far he's willing to go when he finally does snap, but also, even he wants to tell his story. Even he is experiencing a lot of the loneliness that Louis is. But also at its core that Daniel is a good journalist, even before the shaping of Armand. People open up and talk to him. He really wanted to tell his story. And then he caught himself and turned the attention away from him and back onto Daniel. And at the same time, Daniel's not innocent either. We were all buddy chum chum when there was plenty of drugs and the night was young and that we might actually still hook up. Watching Daniel and Louis be on the same page and be friends and friendly to each other, perfect. Oh my gosh. Their friendship is so cute to me. It's nurturing, it's productive. I love everything about it. Romantic, platonic, I don't care as long as it's there and I get to witness it. It worked in the 70s and it's working in the 2020s. We just need Daniel to work on his delivery and not say the absolutely worst thing at the worst time to trigger Louis and to spiral the entire situation out of control again. It's a dangerous, deadly balance. Also, freaking futuristic Armand, dressed up like a supervillain. Here's the thing, the costuming in the show was always top notch. The way that they set the environment of the different decades through costuming is actually one of my favorite parts of the show. But even in that, the most well-dressed character a lot of times is Armand. He's well-dressed for the time, but he's also the most well-dressed of the time. So now back in the Dubai penthouse, he is in full villain diva era, and I'm here for it. Even the sunglasses that he stole from that guy that he likes to go and chase his food, and in all the bad things that the characters do, I do not care that he wants to go kill that guy. The annoying guy, the guy that's not as nice as Damnick, yeah, he can go. I don't care. I'm morally gray, and this is where it's displayed. I do not care about the person. The only thing I care about is that it's a little bit more information about Armand, and it's very much true to character. And the power dynamics are always shifting. Also, who's the abuser, who's the victim, who's telling the truth and who's lying, it keeps shifting every single scene. Once again, a quick shout out to both Luke and Eric for bringing this character to life. Daniel Malloy as a character is so fascinating to me. And being a human character, he's just as messy and shady and traumatized as everybody else. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. The part with Lestat. The part with Lestat and Armand communicating and talking about Louis right there in the room, and he can't hear Lestat because he's his maker, and of course he can't. And Armand relaying the message that Lestat is giving Louis up into the part that Lestat is like, tell him that I love him. Tell him, Armand, tell him that I love him, and Armand not saying it. Also, the sincerity and gosh dang Lestat's voice. He loves Louis so much. Where in the world is Lestat? It doesn't matter. The point is he loves Louis no matter where he is. And Armand admitting that he can hear Lestat, that he found him. And Louis just being in shock and not believing. How long has Armand been in contact with Lestat? What has Armand been telling Lestat, particularly about Louis? Because Armand is continuously upset that Louis is so obsessed with Lestat. So what are the stories that he's feeding Lestat? Probably not the truth. None of us are very truthful. And we've probably all played the game Telephone, where it starts out as one message and by the time it gets through several people is something totally different. But what if we're playing Telephone between Lestat and Louis and Armand is the switchboard operator? Am I supposed to trust Armand to tell us the truth? I don't. I'm about to watch this episode another 50 times. But before I get to that, I want to thank you for being here with me, watching it for the first time. And on your way out, if you could do me a quick favor, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications. Follow me on all my social media. Follow my Patreon for full-length reactions to Interview with the Vampire as we go. And I'll see you next time with another one. Bye, y'all.